Story 1. Help. Please tell me the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I'm 27F, thinking of leaving my wonderful fiancé, 33M. And there's nothing wrong with our relationship. He's a wonderful man who takes care of me and our dogs. He has a steady job yet still does most of the housework. He likes to cook for me and he has a great relationship with my family. His family is great with me too. There's no reason to break up. We've been together for almost 6 years. I was in undergrad and he was in grad school when we met. Yes, it has been tugging me for several months now. I suspect it's also been why I have no interest in wedding planning at all. I keep fantasizing about being able to focus on myself while single again and it keeps me from sleeping at night. It feels like the relationship has run its course. Like time had just run out for us. I don't feel the same anymore as I did over a year ago. Now my engagement feels like a ticking clock. Everyone's expecting us to get married soon. The things I used to love about him are things I dislike now. I used to love that he's shy and lets me be vocal in our relationship. Now I dislike that he's wishy-washy and I'm exhausted from being in control most of the time. I used to love that he's not the type of person who goes out partying until 4 a.m., that he's reserved and grounded. Now I dislike that he has no friends of his own, only through me, and that our bedtime, including weekends, is generally at 9:30. I want to have some nightlife with him, other than with my friends, but it's impossible to make him go out. I loved that he's smart when he was in grad school, which is when we met. Now I feel he's too complacent and not very good at his job. He's underpaid but his peers who came after him are now surpassing him. He won't network even with his coworkers, he tries to avoid socializing at work as much as possible, and sometimes I fear he's not ambitious enough. He kisses me and I feel nothing. His text notifications don't excite me anymore. I'm starting to dislike coming home. I have this fantasy of an ideal life where I focus on finishing my master's, taking my CPA, and getting promoted to this position I've been going for. I want to work for as long as I can, go out as much as I can, knowing that no one's at home waiting for me. Story 2. My boyfriend's friends made me doubt my intelligence and he did nothing. Hello. I, 19F, am writing this since I have been a bit sad for a while due to a specific occurrence. I might be overreacting or just simply over-emotional, but I wanted to ask you for advice anyways. Me and my boyfriend have been together for over a year. My boyfriend, M21, is studying engineering and his friends are studying economics, M21 and M28. At first when we hung out they were extremely nice, I really enjoyed their company. However, after a while they started to make, in my opinion, quite condescending jokes. My boyfriend and his friends are members of Mensa, they are considered geniuses since they have an IQ of 130 plus. Well, my boyfriend made me do this test and my score was average, which at first did not bother me. I have always been a great student with high marks and I might even start law school, in the future, at the best university in my country. However, this started to impact my self-confidence after some of their jokes. My boyfriend's friend, M28, said that it is fine that I am not intelligent since I am attractive and socially intelligent, which will make my life easy. This made me really sad, since I have always seen myself as more than a pretty face, and since I have been really proud of my achievements. The other friend, M21, joked to my boyfriend that I only get good grades due to my teachers thinking that I am hot. One day we had a conversation where my boyfriend talked about how good he is at math and then I added on that he is extremely good at math, however I am extremely good at different languages. My boyfriend is not really great at languages, he makes a lot of grammar mistakes, I think it is really cute. Then his friend, M28, pointed out that if my boyfriend ever really tried he would be so much better than me. One more thing I remember is when M28 said that I only enjoy studying and have good grades because I am not highly intelligent. He said that if I were smarter I would not like studying, just like him, since it would get me bored and it would not stimulate my brain, This has made me feel dumb for studying and enjoying to learn things. My problem with this is that I am disappointed at my boyfriend for not standing up for me or saying something. I know that I am probably oversensitive, but could you give me some advice on how to stop being sad about this and how to stop feeling like I am an extremely dumb person? I would also appreciate advice regarding my boyfriend. Should I have a conversation with him about this? By the way, sorry for my English, it is not my first language. TLDR, my boyfriend's friends made condescending jokes about my intelligence which really made me doubt myself. My boyfriend did nothing, therefore I am in need of some advice on how to feel better, stop doubting myself, and advice on if I should talk to him about this. Story 3. My 26F husband, 25M, keep accusing me of cheating. Hello everyone, I am seeking some advice, I guess, or some words from people who have been in a similar situation. My husband, 25M, and I, 26F, have been together for about 6 years. The last couple of months my husband has been really skeptical of me. He keeps accusing me of doing things behind his back / cheating when I never have or ever would. I work from home and leave our home maybe once a week for groceries or other random chores. Other than that I don't do much. I'm either working or laying in bed on my phone, waiting for him to come home. He has full access to my phone if he ever asks, and we have security cameras in our home so he can see what I do throughout the day, and he'd be able to see if I did bring someone over. But for some reason he has it in his head that I'm hiding something. I have never given him any reason to believe I would do that. I go out of my way to avoid speaking to other men. If he comes up to me while I'm texting someone, I allow him to read it. If I'm on a call, I tell him who it is. If I'm going somewhere, we have each other's locations through the Life 360 app so he can see where I've been. This morning while I was working, I caught him trying to set up a hidden camera in our closet. I guess he wanted to see if he could catch something. When I asked him, he blew up on me and started yelling, but then refused to talk about what was wrong. I just don't get it, he was never like this. It's just this last month or so he's been acting kind of crazy. I don't suspect he's cheating, so I don't think he's acting out because of his own actions. I try to talk to him to see what I can do to ease his mind, but he won't let me or even open up to me. I just can't wrap my head around the situation. I don't know what to do. Edit. Thank you to everyone who has responded, and I'm sorry for not replying to everyone. Based on the responses, I'm starting to believe he might have some sort of mental disorder. I know a lot of you are saying he might be cheating, but I just don't see that being a possibility. He has shown other signs of having mental issues in the past, so it more than likely is that. As I commented on another person's reply, I did not find out until recently that bipolar disorder has been diagnosed twice in his family, mom and someone else. I only found out through his brother. Thank you again to everyone for the responses. TLDR, husband thinks I'm hiding something from him when I'm not and has suddenly been acting different. Story 4. Boyfriend wants to cohabitate, but I'm not sure he's the one. Hi folks, in a bit of a pickle here. My boyfriend, 31M, and I, 29F, have been dating a little over a year. When we met, I was absolutely not looking for anything serious and was sowing my oats, if you will, following a marital separation. There turned out to be a real connection, so we became exclusive, and over the last year our relationship has developed into something serious. I love this man, there's a lot that I admire about him and I enjoy him very much. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met, highly educated, great job, great family, tons of fun, and I feel like I can be myself without judgment. He's always been clear about his intentions with me, I've never wondered where we stand, and he spends most of his spare time with me. As much as I adore him, he's like visiting an art museum. He's amazing, but our actual dynamic leaves much to be desired. What I mean is, the way he treats me is not as intimate or connected or tender as I'm looking for. He's a bit selfish, to be honest. I could handle this dynamic in a couple areas, but the issue touches too many critical categories of my needs. Examples: he talks over me often. This makes me feel like my perspectives and ideas are seen as uninteresting, unimportant. My effort levels far exceed his in the areas of thoughtfulness, helpfulness, and acts of service. I plan and purchase most activities, I help him in many ways with his house, pets, small gifts, cooking, caring for him when his car breaks down, when he's sick, etc. I initiate most intimacy, sexual or non. All of these things are hardly reciprocated. My comfort and contentedness comes in second place in most instances, big or small. From what to watch on TV, or who has the window seat on an airplane, to willfully not being there for me during a crisis because he's not in the mood to pick up the phone or drive somewhere. I can't help but feel like he's found the perfect accessory in human form, me, to bring along as he enjoys his life. I'd rather be more of a fixture at the center of my lover's world, not the center. I'm not crazy. I want to be desired, protected, and adored. Does that make sense? I've got the life experience to know, this probably won't end well. At our age, people are who they are for the most part. We can be tailored and tempered with effort, time, and learning, and while a full 180 in any area is possible, it is highly unlikely. Even though I know this, I've been enjoying him, and our relationship. I've been consciously observing the ebb and flow of him falling in love with me, and softening in many areas that I've complained about here, but still falling short of what I'm truly looking for. I've lived a difficult life, but a rich one that has equipped me with life experiences that many my age may lack. I had a child at 17, raised her mostly alone, white-knuckled my way through high school, college, grad school, and clawed my way to a professional, high-earner, homeowner and high-functioning single mom before 30. I've been through some really awful romantic relationships, abusive, dysfunctional, painful. I've learned a lot. My daughter is fond of my boyfriend, but make no mistake, she is still reeling from being abandoned by my ex-husband, her stepdad, for most of her conscious life. She has needed an exponential amount of support from me in the last year, psych meds, therapy, tutoring, a ton of TLC. Puberty, middle school, all of that has made good parenting a whole new league of challenging. I crane to meet her needs while also secondarily working to heal myself from some seriously difficult, painful and expensive shit that comes with divorce. My boyfriend has mentioned twice now that his lease is up soon. I realize that he feels I may be the one and is serious about a future together. I know I owe him candor like what I've written here, but I'm saddened that I have to have this conversation so soon when I enjoy and love him so much. There's so much to consider for me, my daughter, and pulling from my life experiences and current observations that lead me to the conclusion we should not cohabitate now, and maybe never. But I don't know how to tell him that without it sounding like we should break up. I don't want that. Not yet. I'm not done enjoying and observing, who knows what could happen. But he has a right to know where my head is at now that I realize how much stakes he's putting in our relationship. I am not afraid of commitment, but I know firsthand how difficult commitment be, as well as the weight and longevity of the consequences, good and bad. I worry he may not really understand. He's childless, never been married, hasn't been in as serious of a relationship as he would be with me by default just because of my life and all the baggage that comes along with it that none of his other partners had. I feel like Helen of Troy when Paris suggested she leave her husband and they run off together that night. She held his face and all she could say is, "You're very young, my love." Because she knew the Spartan king would capture and kill them before they made it out of port. But you can't just tell someone, "Trust me," that is a bad idea when they're pouring their soul onto you. How can I explain all of this without crushing him? TLDR, I love my boyfriend and I don't want to break up, but he wants to cohabitate and I'm not sure he's the one.